Come on in. Come on in. I would like to welcome the folks from YouTube in today, YouTube Live and Facebook Lives, where we're going to be posting these today from high atop the world headquarters of Southeastern Fly. Merry Christmas. All right, so here's what we're going to do today. I've really been thinking, how can I help the average angler out this Christmas season? So finally, I came up with a wish list of ideas and I put them in print. We're going to release that here just in mere minutes. And I put them in print, and after you get your Southeastern Fly gift certificate, that is a shameless plug right there. You don't really have to do that. But after you get your Southeastern Fly gift certificate, you'll want to go ahead and start thinking about which one of these, if not all, you want to present to your friends. We're going to put it on the fishing report. So all you have to do is send a link, and this will help you get what you really want this Christmas season. And we all know that Christmas isn't always about what you want. It's about, or not always about what you need, but more likely about what you want. So here we go. All right, your 2018 Christmas wish list ideas for any angler in no particular order. Okay, we'll give you the price too, just so that you know what these are and what you're asking people for. So in no particular order, the first one is a high country drift boat. They are made in the mountains of western North Carolina. Hey, Kevin. Made in the western North Carolina mountains. These are absolutely, by far, without a doubt, the most clean and classiest looking boat on the water today. Made right here in the Southeast. You're watching Southeastern Fly. What better way to start than to go ahead and get a drift boat made from the Southeast? These two dudes that make these things, I can't remember their name, and that's not really important. The important thing is that you have a drift boat on your Christmas wish list. Everybody needs one. But the two dudes, they fish and guide during the summer, and in the winter they go into their shop and they start making the classiest, cleanest looking drift boats around. So for the price, it's only around $14,000. So in my mind, I think that surely there's somebody on that wish list that's looking for that wish list that'll help you out. So moving on. So we've got one drift boat, and there's 5 things to choose from, and they're all a variety of prices. So don't get upset if the price is not right for you. The next one, if you're going to start a boat company, we're going to stay on the boat theme for just a minute. If you're going to start a boat company, who better to have in your corner than Flip Pallet and Chris Morejohn to go ahead and start your boat design off. Two of the greatest boat designers probably in the history of boat design. And here's how they got on the list. They built their first real true flats boat, and they took it to the fly fishing show, and they filled up a makeshift pond in there where they were showing their goods in their little place there, and they made a 4-inch pool, filled it with water, and then they set a Hell's Bay boat right in the middle of it, and it floated. It was either 4 or 6 inches. Anyway, that really got the anglers' attention, because now people know that, hey, I can get up on the flats a little further, and hopefully catch unspoiled fish. So this is really a bargain, especially for a brand name high value boat like this for only $48,000. Whoever that is asking for your wish list, they are going to be happy that you gave this to them, and they're going to be happy because you're making it really easy for them to get you a present, right? They wouldn't have if they didn't. They would not have asked if they didn't want to know. That's my theory. All right, so let's stay on the boat theme, but let's not talk about owning a boat. Let's go with a fly fishing all-inclusive vacation, 7 days, 8 or 9 nights. I don't know who's counting. It's all-inclusive, so you've got a huge boat to stay on. It is the Nomad of the Seas. And so what do? They have helicopters to get you to and from the river. They have drift boats on hand, all the food, wine tasting, and an open bar. The super premium liquors, I think you do have to pay for, but we'll throw in some money for that as well. So a single premium cabin, which is what you're going to want for this one. You don't want to bunk up with somebody in a boat. There's not enough room for that, because you're in closer quarters on these boats. So your single premium cabin price for 7 days and 8 or 9 nights is only $20,000. Cannot be beat. Again, see what I'm saying? People are going to thank you for giving them this list, because anything they pick is good, right? Right. So let's go with the longest lasting gift. Moving right along because we're going to run out of time if we're not careful here. So the longest lasting gift. I don't think you can ask for something more permanent than a ranch in Colorado. So Hidden Lake Ranch is for sale at 760 acres. It's got 5 stock ponds or lakes, 3 miles of private water, which I mean, private water in Colorado cannot be beat. Um, what else has it got? It's got private waters on a stream, and it borders a national park on a couple of sides. So that kind of keeps the riffraff at bay. Hard to get in there, hard to get in, steal your fish, and that sort of thing. So keep that in mind. So it's called Hidden Lake Ranch. It's kind of in middle southern Colorado. Hey, who cares where it is? It's a great piece of land. Whoever Greg, who won the lottery, whoever asked you for the what you want for Christmas, that's who I. They wouldn't ask if they didn't mean it. Always remember that. So longest lasting gift, Hidden Lake Ranch, is a cool $12.2 million, and you're thinking that's probably a little bit over the budget, but it actually is on sale. That's loot. They reduced the price about $3 million over the past month or so. So it is a bargain. All right, so let's go outside the country. I don't go outside the country. I mean, I just don't. But if I did, I've been looking around for places that I would want to go. Selfishly, I put this on your list for you. This place is called Mongolia, and you're going to have to give people a map because they'll never find it without it. And you'll probably have to point that out to them as well. So keep that in mind too. So Mongolia, similar, very similar to Montana. So the terrain's kind of similar, but instead of catching trout, you're catching 60-inch taimen or taimen, however you want to say that. That's all well and cool, and you get to float and drift boats and all that. But here's the coolest thing: you get to sleep in a yurt. So they have wood stoves and blankets in these yurts. So after you get done uh, by the fire every night, you go to sleep in a yurt with some wool blankets and a wood burning stove. I mean, I've always wanted to stay in a yurt. And if somebody's going to set that puppy up for me and take it down and heat it for me, I am all in. Uh, so if you want to fish the land of Genghis Khan, because that's where Mongolia is, right? Remember that? There's a history lesson. You can give them a history lesson too. See, this is working. I'm telling you, this is going to work. If you want to fish the land of Genghis Khan from a drift boat, now's your chance. You want to go double occupancy though. You don't want to go over there by yourself because it's always better to travel in pairs to foreign countries. And if you're going to be fishing in a drift boat, you don't want to fish with somebody you don't like. So you take your buddy with you. If you can't find a buddy, let me know. I'll help you out. But double occupancy for the week and threw in some travel money for 2 people. Tips and everything is only $25,000. Again, tough to beat, right? How do you beat that? I don't know. So there's five different gifts that someone can get for you. And like I said, we're going to make it easy on everybody. We're going to go ahead and post this on the fishing report. If anybody asks, hey, what do you want for Christmas? Boom. I'm going to go ahead and copy that link in there and send them a text or an email and just let them choose. I mean, you can't go wrong, right? And again, if you can't find somebody to go with you, I'm your Huckleberry. So there you go. There is your 2018 Christmas wish list ideas for any angler. So Southeastern Fly Podcast, last week we released our latest episode, if you will, season 1, episode 4, I think. And Wanda Taylor was gracious enough to come out and talk with us. She had some really cool stuff to say, and so she had some good tips in there as well. These podcasts are kind of turning into tell us about your influences, and within those influences, they're weaving in and out with good recommendations and good ideas for fishing as far as techniques and some of the ways that they've learned and that sort of thing. It's been kind of enlightening. It's been kind of an experience to sit on the other side of the table from these folks. But one of the common themes that's beginning to weave its way through each interview is is the presentation that everybody from just your buddy down the road that's been around for a while, that maybe is a mentor, all the way to Lefty. They all are starting to come together, and we're finding out that they all worked on presentation. Casting's cool, don't get me wrong, it's great to watch somebody that can cast a long distance, but presentation's where it's at. So if you want to find the Southeastern Fly podcast, you can find it. You can ask Siri, just say, hey Siri, subscribe to the Southeastern Fly podcast, and she'll help you out there. If you don't have a Siri and can't get Apple Podcast, it's available on iHeart. We got the go ahead with iHeart, I think last week. Yeah, right before that one, right before the last episode was released. It's on Spotify as well. We've got that going. We've got YouTube. It's basically wherever you're going to listen to a podcast. If you're listening to any of the big 5 or 6 places, it's going to be there. So I encourage you to go ahead and if you haven't already, go ahead and listen to 1 or 2 of the episodes. And if you don't mind, subscribe. If you are listening like on iTunes or Google Podcast now is what they're calling it, and you want to give us a 4 or 5 star rating or something like that, that'd be great if you enjoy it. If you do enjoy it, go ahead and subscribe. That way they'll let you know when the next one's released. We're not going to release one until January, so there's four for you to listen to if you haven't already listened to some of them or all of them. So we're trying to make that pretty easy. Wow, a lot of stuff going on, and we're putting it in, taking it out of gear, I guess I should say, for the Christmas season. There's a few more weeks left for Christmas, and everybody's got stuff going on. This is a good time to spend it with your family. It's been fun doing these live broadcasts. As frightening as it was at first, hopefully this is getting better. Hopefully it's a good way to spend 15 minutes of your time. And I appreciate everybody coming in. But anyway, it's been fun, and we're going to stop these for the rest of the year. And after the first, we'll go ahead and start them back up. But I really hope everybody has a very Merry Christmas. That's my hope for everybody. And hey, like I said, if you can use that Christmas wish list, boom, put it on them. There you go. So I appreciate it, everybody. Have a good Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. Thanks. Thanks, Facebook.